In this microlesson, you'll learn about the lore and story developments behind the Elder God Wars. A microlesson is a short and to the point video that teaches you about RuneScape. This time, Questcaping, a quester and lorehound from Clan Quest, will tell us about RuneScape's story since desperate times.
In desperate times, the god Seren forms a council from all over Gielinor to hear this message. The Elder Gods, having slept on the ground for millennia, are awake. Their eggs could hatch at any time, birthing a new generation of Elder Gods which would destroy this universe to make a new one. And nobody wants that. Thing is, the council can't agree on what to do about it, and then they're interrupted by a dragon scientist named Kerapak, who you first met in the quest One of a Kind. Kerapak, as with all the Dragonkin, has survived the destruction of the last universe. He knows that bargaining with the Elders will do nothing but get you cursed. He broke the Elders' curse on the Dragonkin in the quest Sliske's endgame, but he's not done yet. Kerapak says he'll use one of the Elders' artifacts, the Needle, to put the Elders back to sleep forever. As the World Guardian, you help him out. You enter the Needle, flashing back through some prior events, like the god Guthix just before his death, talking to the Mahjarrat Sliske, a practitioner of shadow magic with designs on killing him. You'll find out more about that later. You take the Needle from its guardian and transfer control to Kerapak, who steals it and flies away. Whoops! Seems Kerapak has its own plan. Using the Needle's time travel power, he pulls a Dragonkin settlement out of history to the present day. This island gets named Anachronia. In the quest Desperate Measures, you find that Kerapak long ago tried to harness the power of Shadow Anima, a substance toxic to light and even Elder Gods, only for the Elders to curse all the Dragonkin for his hubris. Now, on Anachronia, Kerapak's recovered his old Shadow Anima generator and plans to flood the entire world with it, destroying Gielinor, but killing the Elders in the process. In his lab, he's shielded from the Elder Gods by a Shadow Anima barrier, which you alone are able to safely pass through. Why is that? We get a certain revelation here about your soul. When Guthix made you the World Guardian just before his death, he enchanted your soul with Shadow Anima, such that it does you no harm. You can even harness its power directly in times of need. At this point, you speak to the Elder God Jazz directly. She has you bring in a device called the Eye of Jazz, past the barrier into Kerapak's lab. Through this, she binds Kerapak in a curse once more. Now you've stopped Kerapak from destroying the world. But you haven't stopped the Elder Gods. Time for Azanadra's quest, in which Azanadra, powerful Mahjarrat and High Priest of Zaros, wants to find the Elder Eggs himself. Along the way, you discovered Guthix's hidden memories about you. In making the World Guardian, he connected you through an Elder artifact called the Codex as a source of Shadow Anima, while you equally absorb opposite normal anima from Gielinor around you. Guthix used Sliske's shadow magic to prime the enchantment, but altered Sliske himself in some way as well. And throughout the quest, you've been hearing strange voices. One is light, one is shadow, and both seem suspiciously like Sliske. As soon as you find the eggs, Azanadra betrays you. Over the course of your journey, he and the Mahjarrat Trindine have been working on a plan to steal the god Saradomin's crown, another artifact of the Elder Gods, also known as the Locator. It turns out that many of Saradomin's Temple Knights have known for years that they serve a different master. With a magical horn called the Frosten Horn, Trindine flips their loyalty from Saradomin to Zaros. From there, Zaros himself pops in to steal the crown. Zaros has a collection here. He has the core of the dead Elder God Ma, his and Seren's mother. He's stolen a container of Shadow Anima from Kerapak's research. He has the Locator stolen from Saradomin, plus his Temple Knight army. With this, he starts the Battle of the Monolith. Zaros' Temple Knights march from the mysterious monolith at the Archaeology Guild. Turns out the monolith is another of the Elder Gods' artifacts. It's the Codex, linked to a dimension called Erebus that doubles as the afterlife for departed Zarosian souls. Once he reaches the monolith, all that's left for Zaros to do is force it open and enter Erebus. The Shadow Anima will shield him there, the Locator will guide him, and the core of Ma will be his offering to the rulers of Erebus. This universe is no use to him anymore, nor are his followers, including the ever-loyal Azanadra. Zaros leaves. We haven't seen him since. The open monolith spills toxic shadow anima and monstrous creatures from Erebus. Azanadra is able to close the monolith, but with its vast power, he ascends to godhood there and then. From there, we have City of Sintistan. In the absence of Zaros, Azanadra wants to help. If you can get the other gods to drain the power of the Elder God's eggs, it'll delay them hatching. Seren, Armadil, Azaradomin and Zamorak join in, while Ixalan opts to seek help elsewhere. Azanadra teleports the Elder Eggs to the buried City of Sintistan, where you and the God's armies protect the eggs from the Elder God's armies. 4 fronts of the Elder God Wars dungeon later, we have the Eye of Het mini-quests, named for an ancient Caridian artifact which can resurrect any fallen soldier to fight again. Ixalan wants to find it for the war effort. You do deliver it to Ixalan, but General Khazad steals it for his father Zamorak, who destroys it knowing that Seren would have used it to trap their armies in a perpetual cycle of death and rebirth. That'd delay the Elder Eggs from hatching, but wouldn't do anything to finish the fight. And Seren can't bear to let the eggs come to harm. With Zamorak gone, the other gods alone can do nothing to stop the eggs from hatching. We're doomed to extinction unless we do something fast. The finale to the Elder God Wars, Extinction, launches April 4th, 2022.